Welcome back, lords and ladies. KingRayRay here, and I'm your host for this evening. So last episode on Sakura Spirit, the village was saved by Mako-chan, Michiko-san, Takahiro-kan, and defeated the pink slimy girl spirit thing. Okay, so let's continue on this storyline, shall we? Ugh, how many times am I gonna have to say it? I am sorry. I froze. Okay, I panicked. Your sword is stronger than my Nagata. I was even going to accomplish... What was I even going to accomplish by... That is unacceptable. I will reprimand. What are those creatures doing here? Elder-sama, this is highly unorthodox. She's highly unorthodox. Shh, Mako-chan. These are our guests, Tsukino Dono. You shall treat them with respect they deserve. Now, take a seat and listen to their tale. That is an order. I love that. I understand, Elder-sama. First and foremost, let me express my gratitude for helping this village. While Tsukino Dono's brave attempt to stop the spirit allowed us to prevent further damage, I fear her fate would have been much worse had the spirit been allowed to continue its rampage. Therefore, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for saving Tsukino Dono and this village. Takahiro-kan, and you as well, fox spirits. No problem. Su-chan told us to do it. Besides, Sakura's stupid smelly meanie pants. Really? That is very childish talk. We humbly accept your gratitude, Elder. Oh, we humbly accept your gratitude, Elder. So I just gave the girl the old man's voice. Narubi-chan, Tsukino Dono. Thank you, Mako-chan, Chi-chan, Machiko-san. You really helped us out there. You've got more guts than me. That girl had me terrified. Have you not considered that they may be working together with that monster? And that this is all a ruse to sneak into the village and steal what little resources we have? The elder sighed before his gaze sharpened, his tone surprisingly stern in comparison to how he'd been talking. His voice was so harsh that both girls flinched visibly at the sound of it. Miyo! You seem to be underestimating the power of these spirits. If those three had joined forces, there would possibly be no village left to defend. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Doing his voice really tickles my throat. Sounded like I was sneezing, huh? The man sighed deeply, shaking his head before continuing. You should be grateful. We would not stand a chance if all spirits were to conspire against us. Do I need to remind you that we could barely stand our ground against even one of them? Elder-sama, you must understand, due to my situation, I simply cannot pretend to be friends with the spirit. Not after everything they've done to us. But for now, at least... For now, I will at least remain silent on the matter. There is more at stake here than my personal feud. Know this, fox spirits. If I find either of you doing anything suspicious, I will personally find out whether my sword goes through you as ineffectively as it did that monster. There shall be no such thing within this house. Now, Takahiro-kan, you mentioned you wanted to tell us something. Could it be related to your younger companion's comment? I find it curious to hear that the mention of the name of an old spirit such as Sugiri. Actually, what I'm about to tell is something I learned directly from her. You mean you met her in person? I nodded firmly. There is a reason behind the spirit's attitude towards the humans. It doesn't strike you as odd that they're only spirits in this particular area. It is true that there's been no spirit sighting outside this region, but what does that have to do with us? It has to do something with this region. Apparently, you see, the spirits here aren't from this world. You mean to say? Taka-kan? What are you saying? We're spirits, but surely we're still of this world. Oni-sama, what does that mean? Suyuri told me you probably wouldn't remember it because you were young when it happened. But spirits have a world of their own. Some accident caused both worlds to merge temporarily. Then why aren't there more spirits around? The whole thing was apparently dealt with before it got out of hand, but a few spirits became trapped here. Michiko-san, Meiko-chan, and 4 other spirits were unfortunate enough to get stuck here. I think Suyuri willingly came here to watch over them. You remember being with Suyuri for a while, don't you? That's none of your business. Su-chan took care of us for a little while. But she took us to a mansion and sort of just left us there. Now we can only visit her when she wants us to. What about these other 4 spirits? Even though she's a powerful spirit, Suyuri has to follow certain rules. Because of that, she wasn't allowed to reach the other spirits. I don't know what to say. I need a moment. Might I use another room to compose myself? I'll show you. I can take you somewhere and look after you to make sure you don't do anything fiendish and all that. Come on, Michiko-san, this way. When Michiko and Narumi left the room, I sighed and turned my focus back onto the conversation. Now about the panty theft. Ah, right. They did seem rather adamant about getting their hands on those for some reason. What was the purpose of that? Surely those girls have undergarments of their own. It was a simple mistake. I needed maiden silk for my spell. How was I supposed to know it's something other than silky things girls wear? That was all a misunderstanding. None of them knew that maiden silk is another term for wedding sash. Innocent, huh? If they really thought that, they could have just used their own. Yeah, that's where you're wrong. Oni-sama and I don't have any. You two... I think we should move on to a different matter. Lovely. Very lovely. Yeah, moving on. Suyuri suggested that we find a way to help you guys out. If we can make you trust us, we figured that maybe you could make us the sash. But why would you need such an item? You silly man. I already told you, I need it for a spell. Meiko-chan, this guy isn't a magician. He doesn't know what you're talking about. Basically, Meiko-chan has been researching a spell that will allow her to travel to another realm. Why would she desire such a power? Imagine being stuck far away from the village. You don't have any way to return to your loved ones. To make matters worse, you're in a place you don't know, with beings unlikely anything you've ever seen before. Now, let's say you have the power that would let you go anywhere you want. Where would you go? Are you saying that? Yes. Even if they weren't aware of it, they must be subconsciously felt the way they were different from you. They only wanted to go home. Home. Kinda? I guess. I just want to cast a spell to see what happens. Shu-chan told me that if I ever felt like that, I should ask her first, and go with it. So I did. And since she didn't warn me about anything, I figured it was just like any other spell. I think it... Oh, sorry, I tried to give him the old man voice. I think it's normal, Meiko-chan. Whether it's humans or spirits, everybody wants a place to call their own. A place where they are accepted for who they are. Isn't that right, Elder-sama? But you accept me for who I am, don't you, Takani? You would certainly feel sad if everyone ended up rejecting me. Not you, okay. Simply because of who I am. Surely not all spirits are good at heart, but perhaps we have been too quick in labeling them all evil. For a moment, I saw the elder's eyes wander sideways towards the room Narumi and Michiko had moved to. His gaze softened. Unfortunately, some of us have suffered quite a lot from the hands of spirits. It will take some time for them to come to terms with those feelings, Takehiro-kun. Meanwhile, in the room off to the side of the main room, the guard lieutenant was watching over the older fox spirit as she seemed to be in grips of a minor panic attack. No, this can't be right. This can't be true. I'm from this world. I belong here, don't I? Maybe you should sit down or, lay back or something. I can give you a pillow if you like, or... No! You could not possibly understand. I cannot know you cannot know what it's like to have everything you knew your whole life just pulled out from under you completely. Actually, I do. What do you mean? It was a while ago. I was just a kid, maybe 5 years old. There was an incident involving those other spirits. I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a big fire and my parents got trapped inside. They never made it out. So yeah, don't tell me I don't know what it's like to have your life torn apart. I'm sorry. I did not know. I could not have known. That almost makes it worse. You should know. You should know exactly what it did to me. How it made me feel. Pardon? I do not know what you're talking about. Narumi, was it? Narutan. What? That's what you used to call me, Chi-chan. You used to call me Narutan. We used to play together every day. That's how you should know. I was with you when the incident happened, and you don't even remember. The girl claps on one knee, clutching her head. Does that really happen? If you have, memory loss, do you just go, "Oh, my head is exploding! Drop to one knee! Lord, help me!" I don't know. I'm not making fun, because if it really, really does happen like that, I feel sorry for whoever that happens to. I remember. The village glowing in orange. A girl younger, resembling you. Why can I not remember this before? Machiko. My head hurts. I remember seeing you cry. You screamed for your parents, and then you were calling out my name as I ran. I had to. The villagers, they wanted to catch us. All spirits. They didn't care that we had been playing by the river all day. I couldn't explain it. I had to run. I can't believe it. Narutan, I'm so sorry. The fox spirit reached out for the guard, who pulled back instinctively. As she did, the pain seemed to disappear, and Michiko looked more relieved than anything. No, not yet. I can't just forget about all that. It isn't that easy, but you did stand up to the slime creep. The one you called Sakura. You risked your life for Mio and the village. That's worth giving you a chance for. I can't promise a miracle, though, 'cause she barely even listens to me. But I'll try to talk her down. She really isn't that the cold, heartless captain everyone thinks she is. Thank you. Thank you for giving us a chance, Narutan. I promise, Mako and I will do our best. Perhaps you could tell me more about the incident. I'd rather not. It isn't a happy story. But if you do me a favor, I might be more willing to tell you. I want to get stronger. I couldn't do anything earlier today. I couldn't protect anyone. I don't have the brains or the magic or anything like that. But Takehiro guy knows some pretty flashy moves. If you can get him to teach me some, I'll tell you about what happened. Deal, Chi-chan? I'm not too sure. That seems to be a bit of an unfair deal on my part. Perhaps you could sweeten it for me just a little. Always the charmer, huh? Alright, how about this? I'll tell you something about when we were younger. Like when we used to play together in the woods near the village. There's a little stream there that we used to fish in. Sometimes you would sneak into the village with me, and we'd play pranks on the shop owners, knocking on doors and running away. Silly kid stuff. You'd even show me your magic, your illusion abilities, but you said you didn't like doing it all that much, because it made Mako cry. That's right. When Mako saw me transform for the first time, she got so scared she ran away and nearly hurt herself. How could I possibly forgotten that? Narutan, thank you for telling me that. I swear, I will get Taka-kun to help you. Thank you. The girl stepped forward once again, this time wrapping her arms around the surprised guard, who didn't pull back. The two women hugged each other tightly. The fox spirit became trembling. Hey, come now. You should probably get back to the others. They're probably wondering where we've gone. Forgive me for my absence. I must admit, I did not expect such revelations. Taka-kun, have you explained this situation? Yeah, I think they get it now, but it's probably going to take a while for the villagers to accept you. I do believe it will be in everyone's best interest to see the true nature of the fox spirits. While I cannot promise that friendship will be forged today, let it be known that from now on the fox spirits are welcome in our village and will receive the same respect as any guest should. Thank you, Elder-sama. My sister and I are very grateful for your hospitality. However, the laws of the village shall apply to you three as well. Takehiro-kun, I believe it will be in your best interest to learn more about the village. Tsukino-dono, Narumi-chan, I leave him in your care. And try not to put him back in the cell, you two. You've got it, Oji-sama. We'll do our best. What about Miko-chan and Chi-chan? I mean, Chiko-san. I would like them to stay here for the time being. We need to discuss what to do should the other spirits choose to return. Elder-sama, I would like to stay, with you for that conversation. It is my duty to protect the village and those within it from perceived danger. This includes you. I also believe it would serve me well to hear this firsthand. Of course, I expect nothing. I expected nothing. Wait, of course I expected nothing. Isn't it supposed to be, of course I expected nothing less? Okay. Tsukino-dono, Narumi-chan, how about you take Takehiro for a walk? And do not think that this is a date, young man. You're going to need more than that to show earlier to earn the right to date my granddaughter. The man laughed heartedly as I blushed, smiling weakly. At least I wouldn't end up cuffed and brought to a jail cell this time. Maybe it would even turn out to be a pleasant experience. It didn't. Even the elements seemed to be working against the village today. Barely a minute into the walk, the skies let loose, and we both soaked through within seconds. Letting out a yelp, Narumi grabbed my hand and pulled me to the nearest shelter. Oh, ew. A rainfall this suddenly? That's just typical. Today just went from bad to worse. I thought it would take more than a bit of rain to douse your warrior spirit. Ha! Warrior spirit? Yeah, I really had that by a bucketful today, didn't I? You did. You sound different from last time we met. I was practically expecting you to shout, "Ha! If you want to stop the great Narumi!" You better up your act, Mother Nature. Send me a tsunami, an earthquake, or a tornado my way, and you might just stand a chance. Yeah, well, that was before I realized what a weak, cowardly person I am. It wouldn't take all that to stop me. I'm not that great. I'm just a girl who's trying to impress someone. It just takes a drizzle to stop me. I frowned for a moment, trying to think of how to respond. It looked like her inability to stop the slime girl from causing havoc had led Narumi to feel like she had failed somehow. Then I realized a certain scenario and decided to act. I swiftly grabbed a hold of Narumi's shoulder while my other arm wrapped around her, almost as though I was about to comfort her. I had decided to use a judo technique, pretending to be a hero of some manga preparing himself for a secret technique. I shouted proudly, hey, stop! Surikomi Goshi. Surikomi Goshi. Having practiced judo since I was a kid, I easily spun the girl over my shoulder and onto her back in the rainy grass. My eyes were sharp and they looked down on her, repeating the words I remembered from a certain manga. If you let one loss break your spirit, you're not suited for a life of a warrior. The stronger the people around you, the more you should improve. That doesn't mean anything. You took me by surprise. It's all... You looked like you were going to kiss me, and then you tossed me on my back. I wasn't planning to kiss you, and now I forgot my heroic speech. Get up and grab your weapon, Narumi. If words won't cheer you up, let's talk like warriors do. Through battle! Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. Alright, so that's going to be the end of this episode. I am losing my voice, finally. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, please leave a big fat like. If you haven't subscribed, come on and come subscribe. I will catch you lords and ladies next episode. Bye-bye now and enjoy.